Hello friends, I'm going to do a little discussion today asking about this website here actually. For once the thing I have in the background is actually going to be relevant, and I'm just going to be simply asking, how much does Dueling Network matter? That's a very important question. What does Dueling Network mean? What does it mean? I think Dueling Network is, it gets a lot of stick for people who say things like, so many retards on DN, and it's like, you know, yeah, of course, but there's retards at your local. You know, there's people who can't play this game at your regionals. There's people who can't play this game going to YCSs. Just because, you know, you get paired up, you sign up for a new account, you know, and you have to play against, like, I don't know, Evil Gishki, Heretic, Evil Swarm or something, you know, for their first, like, 10 matches on DN. I don't really think, you know, DN sucks because of that. But yeah. So the overarching question is, you know, what does DN mean? Like, what does it matter? Like, if let's say you get rank 1 on DN, what does that mean? It doesn't really mean anything, really. Like being objective and factual about it, it doesn't actually mean anything. Like, you don't get anything for being first on DN. So the point is, like, you know, if it doesn't matter, then why should you care about DN? Why should you try? Personally, I love DN. I think it's like the best like Yu-Gi-Oh dueling platform, without a doubt. It's better than Dev Pro, it's better than YGO Pro, and it's also, outside of actual events, probably the best way to practice and the best way to get better as a player and the best way to learn this game is through DN. Because unlike Dev Pro, for example, you get a lot of pop-ups and stuff telling you what to do. It plays the game for you, arguably, in some cases. And it doesn't feel like a real simulation of a real life situation where, you know, you do something and then you wait for your opponent to react. You can judge based on their body language and stuff. Not body language on DN, obviously, but like, you know, if they say like, thinking when you summon a monster or something like that, you know, you can kind of gauge, perhaps they have a TT or something like that. So there's a lot of things you can learn from DN. There's a lot of things you can learn from your locals, of course, and playing in real life and playing in major events. But the issue is, I don't think that they're mutually exclusive. I don't think that, you know, just because you don't play on DN, then that means, you know, you're a better player. Because, you know, DN has, like, so many really, really good players who play competitively on DN. And people always strive to get rank 1. Like, there's so many people who take this thing very seriously. There's people who don't play in real life and who only play on DN. And you're going to be playing against a lot of good players. So yeah, sure, like when you first start out and you have, like, you know, 0 experience, you know, and you join like unlimited unrated, if we can jump into one right now and watch people playing. Here we go. Like, yeah, of course you're going to be like paired up against, I don't know, dragon fairies, right? And monk fighter, Robin Goblin Turbo. Like, that happens, you know. Like, obviously when you first sign up for an account, you're gonna get this is what you're gonna see, right? This is the kind of stuff you're gonna see, right? But I don't think for any, like, you know, moment that I would suggest that DN isn't a good place to learn this game. What's going on? Like, okay, I understand you're gonna be playing against this, like, initially when you log into DN, right? You're gonna be playing against 0 card extra deck, not even playing Monarchs. Well, he is playing Monarchs, actually. He's just Rise of the Mega Monarch. Anyway, now if you compare this to like the top tables of DN, right? There's so many good players here. You know, everyone's gonna be playing meta. Everyone's gonna be playing like the best decks that they think are the best decks, and you're gonna improve as a player. Like, of course, DN doesn't matter. Like, you know, you don't get anything for winning in DN, but I feel like, you know, to really summarize everything I say, you learn so much from playing on DN. You learn a lot from watching DN. You learn a lot from interacting with people, playing every night for a couple of hours, 1 or 2 matches a night. You know, you're going to learn so much. You're going to improve as a player. Like, for me personally as a player, I've noticed I've improved so much as a player. Like, when I first started playing this game 2 years ago, I think, I started out on Dev Pro, YGO Pro, and then realized how garbage it is. Went on DN, forced myself to play through the initial MST negates crew that you play against when you first start playing on DN. You know, I forced myself to go through that, and then I started getting better and better opponents, you know, and then I started losing, because, you know, you start losing to people who are better than you, right? That's the process of learning in this game. you know. So and I would like, you know, I got like 1,000 rating or something, you know. That was kind of like my peak, like, you know, for like 2 months of playing this game. And then next format, I play a little more. I got to like 1,200. Round about national season, I peaked at about, you know, 1,300 something. Last year during summer when I had nothing to do, I peaked at about 1,700 rating. And now currently, you know, I'm at 1,550 or something, but you know, I'm still grinding slowly. I don't have too much time. But the point is, you feel that natural evolution of yourself improving. I remember like during hat format, you know, 1,300 was my ceiling. I could not, like, I played DN a lot during hat format. I couldn't get past 1,300. I just wasn't good enough, you know. And then a year later, I get 300 more rating, and it's like, that's all from DN, because I never went to any major events. I didn't practice extensively in real life. Like, I have my locals once a week. Most of it I spend recording, because, you know, I prioritize my YouTube over my playing. You know, so everything that I've learned as a player, you know, the technical play aspect of the game, I've just learned from DN, you know. And I've gotten, you know, hundreds more rating, if we can call that a good measuring scale, just from playing on DN and learning this game better to play on DN. And, you know, I can't say like that's a bad thing, you know, and I can't say like, you know, that's terrible. And even just now, you know, like last year when I was playing a lot of DN, you know, I couldn't get above 1,600 rating, and that's because I'm not good enough as a player. So when people tell me like, oh, any retard can get high on DN, it was like, not really. Not really, you know. Like, there's a lot of good players who, you know, will go to rank 1 on DN, and they tend to be good players. Like, that, it's very rare that there's like a terrible player like in the top, like, I don't know, 10 of DN. Like, it just doesn't happen. There's been a few occasions occasionally, you know, like, I mean, yeah, like, there's some bad players have topped like high on DN, but that's not the point. Certain formats facilitate, you know, potentially bad players doing well at the game. Like, that's just how it happens, right? That's just what happens. That's Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Anyway, yeah, so to summarize, I think DN is a great, amazing platform. I think obviously it doesn't matter if you're rank 1 on DN, but, you know, you're a good player. Definitely, you are, without a doubt. You must be a good player. You learn a lot from DN. If you play a lot in a certain format, you're going to learn a lot about that format. And I feel like DN is a great, amazing place to practice and get better at this game, you know? So I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you guys agree that DN is good? Do you guys think that DN is bad and it's not worth practicing on? If so, I would really like to understand your logic and reasoning for that. And as always with my discussion videos, if you've watched this far all the way through, give me a hashtag treacherous in the comment section below. So hashtag treacherous, so I know you've watched all the way through. And again, let me know what you think about the DN shenanigans, etc. And I'll see you next time. So foolish.